Welcome to the program Tell Me a Story, Għidli Storja, a program run by the National Literacy Agency since 2017. It aims to support students in developing their oracy skills, that is, speaking and listening. During the program, stories are used as a tool to teach and learn language as well as creativity. Along the program, students will develop their storytelling skills, since at first they will copy stories and then recycle stories and finally create stories out of their imagination. The program consists of 10 sessions held once weekly. And the Maltese sessions are held on Mondays, whilst the English sessions are held on Wednesdays, following the scholastic calendar. I hope you enjoy yourselves whilst learning. During today's session, the first session of the program, we will have 4 activities, one of which is the telling of a story. The first activity is called Pleased to Meet You. It takes about 5 minutes and it requires no resources. It aims to help students identify and practice linguistic and paralinguistic skills whilst introducing themselves to others. So they will use their voice and gestures to express themselves about themselves. I will demonstrate to you the activity so that you will be able to do it on your own. So as a student, I will go around the room, and when I come face to face with another student, I stop at arm's length from the other student, shake hands, or better during these times, touch my elbow to his or hers. And whilst I keep eye contact, I introduce myself by saying, I'm Angel, pleased to meet you. Okay, and the student in return introduces himself or herself to me. Okay, so during my demonstration, I hope you've noticed that I stayed at arm's length from the other student, kept eye contact throughout our introductions, as well as used a calm and assertive voice, a voice which isn't loud or shy. Okay, so it's your turn to do the activity. Next is the second activity called Human Bingo. So this activity takes about 10 minutes and requires a human bingo sheet. With this activity, we will practice speaking and listening skills whilst sharing information about ourselves. You will be using the skills we've practiced in the first activity, that is staying at arm's length from the other student, keeping eye contact throughout our conversation, as well as use a calm and assertive voice. As a student, I will go around the classroom and meet another student. For example, I meet John and ask him, do you have a pet? And he replies, not yet, but we plan to get one in summer. Okay, that's interesting, John. So good luck. I won't write John's name in the box since he hasn't got a pet yet, but I might ask him, do you like pizza? And John might reply, yes, my favorite pizza is pizza margherita. Mm. Oh, I wish I have the pizza right now. Okay, so I write John's name in the box with the description likes pizza. Okay, and I might share my personal information too. For example, I might tell John, yes, my favorite, I like pizza too. My favorite pizza is pizza capricciosa because I like the various tastes of the ingredients on top of the pizza. Next Saturday, we will go out and have pizza. Okay, so, and John might ask me too about myself in terms of the descriptions in this grid. For example, likes to read, has a pet, likes pizza, has the same favorite color as you, prefers winter, has been on an airplane, has helped someone in the last week, likes to play football, and has the same eye color as you. Okay, so this activity serves as an opportunity to share personal information whilst using proper speaking and listening skills. And you will realize that listening is just as important as speaking because a person has to listen actively, that is, without interrupting, that this activity is not a competition who finishes first in filling up the grid. It should be an activity to help you practice your listening and speaking skills. Next is the activity Tell Me More. It takes about a quarter of an hour and it requires no resources. It will help us describe and explain in detail about ourselves or about our own experiences. So let me demonstrate to you how this activity is done. I have your teacher next to me. I will pair up with her. She will have the role of listening actively to me while will ask me, so Miss Angela, tell me more about a word that I've just used um, in my conversation. So my name is Angel. I have a pet cat called Kit. He's 4 years old and he likes to eat fresh fish. And the teacher will say, Angel, please tell me more about fresh. Okay, fresh. It's a nice word, like when you dive into the sea and you feel the freshness of the water on your skin. And the teacher would say, Miss Angel, please tell me more about sea. Okay, so our islands are surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea is rich with fish and treasures. Quite a lot of divers come to explore under the sea. We have various diving sites of interest. as well as various diving schools to teach diving to people. And the teacher might say, tell me more about teach. Okay, so a teacher teaches. Um, I think that teaching is the most wonderful job in the world. Thanks to teachers, we learn and have a future career. I still remember my favorite teacher in year three. Yeah, I really liked her because she was always giving us feedback about our behavior and our classwork and homework. Okay. Then we swap roles. The teacher becomes the speaker, talking about herself, whilst I'll be the listener, asking her, teacher, tell me more about a word she has used during her speech. At the end, we will appreciate each other by choosing a favorite word and explaining why we like that particular word. For example, the teacher might say, I like the word sea because I like to swim, especially in summer. Next is the telling of the story. Whilst I'll be telling you the story, I would like you to think of your favorite moment in the story, as well as the reason why you like that particular moment in the story. Um, Here's the story. Once upon a time, there was a prince, a lucky prince. This prince was lucky not because he lived in a grand palace, not because he owned a large collection of toys, and not because his bed was suspended from the ceiling and so swung him to sleep every night. No, this prince was lucky because he had a servant who told him stories about pirates, about witches, giants and dragons, princesses and knights, stories full of wonder and adventure. The little prince enjoyed listening to the stories. He himself told the story, then he told these stories to his family and friends, as well as wrote them down onto pieces of paper. He gathered these stories into a bag which he kept tied to his belt. Time passed, and the little prince grew up into a handsome young man. He no longer listened to stories, and he no longer told stories to his family and friends. He just threw the bag of stories into a drawer and forgot all about stories and storytelling. The prince was to marry a princess on the wedding day. Everyone in the castle was preparing for the wedding, which was to take place in the princess's palace. The prince ordered his servant to get his luggage from his bedroom. The old faithful servant obeyed the order. He climbed up the stairs and opened the prince's room. Servant stood in the doorway, rooted to the spot. Since he heard four voices, but there was no one in the room. They were the voices of stories. Um, in the story bag, locked in the drawer. It's time that we get our revenge. I hate it. The prince has ignored me and the other stories. I shall become a bush of berries, and as soon as he pops a berry in his mouth, he will die. Another voice said, yes, and if he's still alive, I shall become a stream of water. And as soon as the prince gulps the first mouthful, he will die. It will serve him right for forgetting about us stories. Another voice said, if the prince happens to stay alive after eating the poisoned berry and drinking the poisoned water, I shall become a hot block of iron. And as soon as he steps on me, he will die a slow, horrible death. Yes. And there was another voice. I give the prince a lesson. I shall become a snake, and with a single bite, he will die in his sleep. The servant was shocked. He ran down the stairs with the prince's luggage and he went up to his master, but his master was busy giving out orders. Now, servant, bring out my horse from the stables. The servant obeyed the order. Yes, he went into the stables and brought out the prince's horse, as well as another horse for himself. You have to stay behind, servant. There will be the servants of the princess to take care of me. You have work to do. But the servant just ignored the orders. He mounted on his own horse and pulled the reins of the prince's horse. They went out of the castle's courtyard onto the road. What? Servant, haven't you heard my order? I am the prince and you are my servant. I told you to stay behind. And they started their journey. They passed by a hedge of berry bushes. Servant, now you must stop and bring me a handful of berries because I'm hungry. We've had an early start today. But the servant took no heed of the prince's order. He just pulled the reins of the prince's horse and then galloped past the hedge of berries. Servant! Servant! My orders have to be obeyed. I'll die of hunger until we reach the prince's castle, and it will be your fault. Soon they passed by a stream of water. By this time, the prince was quite thirsty, and so he ordered his servant, listen carefully. Go dismount your horse and bring me a cup bring me a glass of water since I am thirsty. Order, obey me. And guess what? Yes, you're right. The servant took no heed of the prince's order, just pulled the reins of the prince's horse, and they galloped past the stream of water. Servant, I'll have a word with you as soon as we arrive at the princess. I say you're not obeying my orders. An order is an order. Finally, they reached their destination. The prince and his servant entered the courtyard of the princess's castle. There was a large crowd waiting excitedly for the prince's arrival. The proud prince dismounted his horse, but he fell to the ground onto his servant. The prince blushed and was furious. He was about to scold his servant when he stopped, since he realized that there was a commotion in the courtyard. Everyone in the courtyard was shocked how all of a sudden there appeared a block of hot iron near to the prince's horse. And luckily, the servant pulled the prince on top of him so that he was out of harm's way. Yes, the prince was saved thanks to his faithful servant. After the wedding ceremony, there was a huge party full of water, drink, and merriment. After the party, everyone went back to sleep. The prince was buttoning up his pajama in his bedroom when suddenly the door flung open, and there in the doorway was servant. What are you up to now? Why have you got that stick over your head? Are you going to beat me now? Oh, servant, please. But the servant ignored once again his master. He went into the room and started to hit, no, not the prince, he hit the mattress. Flock, 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 flock. The prince was furious. You silly servant! Why can't you let me go to sleep? Get out of my way! He shoved the servant and pulled the blankets and sheets. Under the covers there was a snake, a dead snake with its head bashed. The servant told the prince and his wife, the princess, a story about how he had heard the four angry voices of stories planning to get their revenge, how they planned to change themselves into poisoned berries, poisoned water, a block of hot iron, and a snake, so that the prince gets his lesson. The prince was grateful to his servant, and from that day onwards, the prince started listening to stories and telling stories to his family and friends, and later on to his own children. And since then, happiness reigned over the kingdom for, for people and stories alike. And that's the end of the story, The Story Bag, a Korean story. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I encourage you to tell it to your family and friends. Some appreciation before you go. What is your favorite moment in the story and why? What did you like about the way I told the story to you? And if you were to tell the story yourself, what would you change or add to the story just told to you? So, bye for now, and until we meet for the second session of the program, Tell Me a Story, Għidli Storja. Take care. Bye bye.